We're going to take a look at the slope on a graph practice. So it says, what is the slope and y-intercept? So we're going to find the y-intercept first. So you need to see where the line and the y meet. And so they meet right here at this point, which is at 0, 5, which means the y-intercept is 5. So it's either B or D. Then we find the slope, connecting 2 points with our staircase or our triangle or whatever you want to call it, and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 units tall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 units wide. So my slope is 10 over 4. It's going down from left to right, so that's a negative 10 over 4, which simplifies to negative 5 over 2. So the slope is negative 5 over 2. You can use your calculator to simplify. So if you look at your calculator, you would go alpha, y equals, number 1, and you could type in your fraction, negative 10 over 4, and hit enter, and it simplifies it for you. Next question. At what rate did the bike rider travel along the trail? So I have a point here. I need to look for my perfect points, the ones that are in the crosshairs. Look for my perfect points. Those are in the crosshairs, so those are perfect points. Connect your points to build your staircase, and then figure out how tall they are. Except this time, it's not counting just by ones. Each of these squares is counting by 5s. So when I do my counting, I'm not counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting 5, 10, 15, 20. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then on the x, I notice that 2 squares equals 1, so it's really counting by 0.5s. So again, when I count, I'm not just counting by ones, I'm counting by 0.5. So 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2. So my slope is 25 over 2, which simplifies to 12.5. So letter J. Next question. Dina withdraws the same amount from her bank account each week. The graph below shows the balance in her account over a period of 4 weeks. What was the starting balance? So if you see points, you need to make it a line. You can use your ID. That makes a good straight line. And you'll see that the line starts at the y-intercept, which is at 400. So the starting balance is always the y-intercept. And so in this case, the starting balance was 400. Next one, they are to give us the line. How many kilograms did the elephant weigh at birth? Meaning at 0 days, how much did the elephant weigh? So again, it's looking for the y-intercept because that's the starting point. So it's just above 159, so 160 is correct. Next question. Okay, so we've got a graph here, and none of them are really perfect points. This is a perfect point, but this is not in the crosshairs. This is not in the crosshairs. So you're going to have to use the numbers that are given to you in order to figure out the slope. Got to use the numbers that they give to you on the graph instead of just counting. So this guy starts at 100 and ends at 280. So it went up 180 because the difference between 280 and 100 is 180. Then on the x-axis, it started at 0 and it ended at 20. So that means it is 20 units wide. So they're talking about guests. So my slope is 180 over 20, which simplifies to 9. So $9 per guest. Next one, they don't have a line. They do give us the points, so you can connect your points to make your line. And they want to know the y-intercept and the slope. So the y-intercept is the starting point, so that's 100. So it's not B and it's not C. And then again, we can use our points to figure out our slope. So I'm at 260 and I go up to 420. So you have to figure out what is the difference. And if you want, you can use your calculator to do that. So it was 420 minus 260. So that gives us a difference of 160. So that means that this is 160 tall. And then again, it's at 20, it goes to 40, that's a difference of 20. So my slope is 160 over 20, which simplifies to 8, so letter D. Next question. what was the starting temperature, so that's the y-intercept, and the rate of change. So anytime it says rate, that means they're talking about slope. So the y-intercept and the slope of this graph. Y-intercept is right there. It's right above 80, so we can eliminate 78 because 82 would be more reasonable. And then use your points. So let's say we went from this point all the way down to this point. From 74 to 50, it went down 24. From 2 to 8, it went over 6. So my slope would be 24 over 6, but that's negative, so -4. So letter H. Next one, you have to draw your line to make your graph complete. And it's asking for the slope and the y-intercept. It's just asking for it in equation form. So the slope or the y-intercept of this guy is just above 10. So the most reasonable is B. It's definitely not C, definitely not D. Could maybe be 6. Maybe I drew my line a little off. So use the points from 24 to 33. And again, you can use your calculator to subtract. 33 minus 24 gives you a difference of 9. So that means the height is 9. The width, they're counting by 1, so it's just 1, 2. So the slope is 9 over 2, which simplifies to 4.5. The slope is 4.5. Next question. Okay, which equation can be used? So we start with the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 1, so B equals 1. So it could be C, D, or B. It cannot be that because it's -1, so it's not A. And then find another perfect point somewhere on your graph, right? There's several perfect points. This goes down 3 units, over 2 units. They're counting by 1s, so 3 over 2. But it's negative because it's going down from left to right. So letter D. This is a positive slope. This says 2 over 3, so D is the only option. And then the last one, what is the equation of a line graph below? Start with your y-intercept, the point where the y and the line meet. That's at 3. So it can't be that, it can't be that, it can't be that. Could be that one. We'll double check the slope, find another point. It goes down 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. So the slope is -3 over 4, so J is the answer. The last part, how do you write the equation of a line? So you can fill that out on your own. You have to make sure that you understand that y equals mx plus b. M is the slope number, and b is the y-intercept number. Good luck on your quiz.